don't have to spend the rest of your life in a church basement. Like, abundance truly is your birth.
The opposite of addiction is not connection. It's fucking freedom. It makes so much sense now. It makes so much fucking sense now when you get out from underneath the cult umbrella, the indoctrination, the lies, and you hear people saying, the opposite of addiction is connection. How the fuck does that make any fucking sense? Addiction is being chained down by something, being ruled by something, and the opposite of that would be being free from that thing. How the fuck do we walk around telling people the opposite of addiction is connection? The opposite of addiction is connection. Same about how do we go around telling people once an addict, always an addict. Once an addict, always an addict. What a fucking horrible, demeaning, non-inspirational, non-liberating thing to tell somebody who's struggling with addiction. Addiction is behaviors, okay? Straight up. And in order to heal those behaviors, you have to make choices. And in order to make choices, you have to go through some uncomfortable experiences. But once you get through those uncomfortable experiences, the choices that you begin to make become easier and easier. I'm experiencing it right now with food addiction. I got diagnosed with diabetes. I realized I was killing myself, literally killing myself with food. I chose to get help and to change my diet immediately to a diabetic diet, low sugar, low carbs, basically no sugar, no carbs, but you know, every now and then I do partake, and I stick to veggies and meat. Was it easy for me to make the change after 42 years of eating like a motherfucking sloth? No, it wasn't easy. It has been so challenging for me. But every day I wake up and I make the decision, the choice to eat healthy. Just like every day I wake up and I make the decision and the choice to not go out and get high. It takes time. Recovery takes time. I love you guys, and if you have been stuck in the abstinence-only 12-step cult like I was for years and years, and lied to for years and years, and made to feel like your recovery wasn't valid, made to feel like you were a failure because you couldn't get it the way they were putting it down, there's a whole group of us people right now who are speaking out now. I'm going to tag all these creators right here. Make sure you follow every single one of them. I'm going to name them. The Better Sarah. Sarah's Not Sober. Unconquered Healing. Sext in Space. Account of Bro. Those are two. He's the same person, but you'll see. He has two accounts. The Freedom Model is a group of people who I found way before I found anybody else who is also talking about this. Fabulous 50s. I'll tag her. She also is talking about this. Burn the Stigma. Did I say Tara's name yet? She's been talking about this. There's so many people we were literally in AA for a decade. Okay. Some of us have been in AA for longer than a decade. I only spent a decade of my life in AA, but some of my friends, these people I'm talking about, have spent 20 years in Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay. Like my friend Unconquered Healing says, you don't have to spend your days in a church basement chanting. It works if you work it. Were you not willing enough? You must have not been willing enough to stay sober. Once an addict, always an addict. We're powerless over people, places, and things. We're powerless over drugs and alcohol. Bitch, I ain't powerless over shit. Okay? I was choosing to be powerless. I was choosing to give my life to substances. Yes, during that time, there are things that play together with the choices I was making. Mental illness, depression, anxiety, that kind of shit, you know, trauma. But at the core, the root of the problem, I was making a choice, a very clear choice, to use substances instead of face my problems head on. I wasn't facing my problems head on because I didn't have the coping skills to do so. This all comes down to a lack of coping skills, a lack of life skills, and the inability to handle things, right? And the behaviors and the choices. And we have to start making better behaviors and choices. With 9 years sober, I'm learning this. I hope that you guys that are following me listen to what I'm saying, and I hope it helps you. I hope what I'm saying frees some people like it has freed me. I love y'all. Bye.